Hey fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about episode 2 of Swamp Thing. And in this episode, it picks up right after the last episode left off. So, Swamp Thing is in the swamp that we saw him in the last episode. And he doesn't know what is going on with him. And him and that little girl that I mentioned in the last video is connected. So she is definitely going to play a big role in season 1 somehow. And in this episode, that girl who's connected to Swamp Thing decided to, hey, let's get out of the hospital and go to the swamp to see Swamp Thing. So she does. And everybody's losing their minds because a little girl is missing. Makes sense, because if a child goes missing, then yeah, it's a reasonable response to kind of like get scared and go look for the missing child so you can bring the missing child back home. And so the main female lead ends up going to the swamp. And I failed to mention the last episode, when she left, I guess when she came back to some people that resented her. Something tells me that will smooth things over with. She'll smooth things over with these people eventually. I mean, Alfred Queen did it with the Lance family. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get the same treatment with these people that dislikes the main female lead. So pretty much the female lead and this cop that she knew in like high school or since childhood, who the cop admitted had a thing for her, goes to the swamp to find the little girl. There's these two bad people in the swamp, and one of them tries to kill the little girl. At least one of them. Swamp Thing kicks the nail out of this guy. And again, like I said, Swamp Thing and this girl has a connection. The main female lead sees finds the girl. And the girl says, you shouldn't be afraid of this guy, he's cool. And the girl, main female lead, which I keep on calling her the main female lead until I memorize her name, says to the girl, come here! No, now! Like, she put her adult dominance, saying, no, you come here now. I don't know what that thing is. You come here now. And so the girl complies. And in the main female lead's defense, if I saw a monster like that too, I would both nerd out and be scared at the same time. Yeah. So we get on this boat because the girl, the cop, the main female lead and the cop went on a boat. So the little girl, the main female lead, and the cop goes out of the swamp on the boat. And the little girl said, oh, that Swamp Thing, pun intended, on my end, that Swamp Thing spoke to me. And the main female lead said, he did? Yeah. He told me his name was Alec, which is the person that got transformed into Swamp Thing. And the main female lead ends off with the main female lead goes, well, I'm over exaggerating, but her being surprised. The one thing I meant to bring up in the last episode, I like practically whenever the characters cuss, it just gets bleeped out. I don't know if that's how they did things on the DC Nation when Swamp Thing was on DC Nation, that they decided to blurt things out, or if they decided to do that just because it's on the CW. But I don't know why they would blur it out on the CW, because Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, and The Flash. Yeah, they might be in the Arrowverse, but they are also in. They're also owned by DC Comics. Those 5 shows have been on the CW. Arrow ended last year, or earlier this year. No, it was last year. Sorry. I don't. I'm trying to phrase this in the right way. That's why there's this long, awkward pause. Why is it on the Arrowverse shows? Oh, and Supergirl. So 6. Why on the Arrowverse shows they don't bleep out the cursing, but Swamp Thing they bleep out the cursing, and all 7 shows are currently on this CW. I just don't think that's funny. Like, you don't need to censor yourself, especially since 5 other shows that are under the same comic book belt curses, and they don't bleep it out unless it was like for comedical reasons. Which I'm looking at Lessons of Tomorrow. Because let's face it, Lessons of Tomorrow is the comedic Arrowverse show. If you want to say that. So yeah, I thought the whole bleeping out the curse words was hilarious. I truly do. But no, I'm excited. I'm actually enjoying the show. I'm so happy that one of my mods in my God of War stream Friday mentioned that, or on Saturday mentioned that this show was on the CW. Because I always wanted to watch Swamp Thing, but I never had DC Nation or DC All Access, whatever it's called. But now it's on the CW. I get to watch that. Now, if you're watching this, people of DC Nation or whatever DC Comics streaming service, if you guys can bring over Titans onto the CW, I don't care if it's connected to the Arrowverse at all or not, I will be a happy fanboy, because that's also a show I want to watch, and I'm too lazy to pay for the whole DC Nation type deal. So if you can help a man out, and just so I can see each episode week by week, I'll be grateful. And if you guys need a guy, if you guys want to need an actor, an extra, or have somebody be like Cyborg, which I don't know if somebody's Cyborg on the DC comic, the Titan show. I might be scrawny, but I can be Cyborg. I mean, I'll work out. I'll be that scrawny little buff boy who is Cyborg if you guys need me to be. I'm sorry. But yeah, from the first 2 episodes, I like Swamp Thing. I really have no complaints about the show so far. I think I'm more open, when these Swamp Thing's been released on the CW week by week, I think I've been a bit more open to Swamp Thing than I have been with Stargirl. And keep in mind, with Stargirl, when I went into watching Stargirl for the first time, I was saying this show seems kind of cringy, but as the show kept going on and on, Stargirl actually really turns out to be one of my favorite shows now, and only because I like Stargirl's progression. I like the character arc each character goes. I like the family sense for Stargirl, but that's a video for a different time. Swamp Thing I like. I wonder if Swamp Thing's going to be like the Ninja Turtles and only try to live in the shadows. I did hear, which I'll look it up quickly on my phone. I think I did hear TV show. I think I did hear it got canceled. Something TV show news. Yeah, I don't know if it got canceled. Hear us out. Something was canceled too soon. Oh, it was on Rotten Tomato. So, yeah, Swamp Thing was canceled. But there's been like a few shows where it got canceled, but they were able to like pick it back up. Got renewed from like another season or whatever. I know Star Wars The Clone Wars was like that. When Disney bought out Lucasfilm, I don't think season 6 was out quite yet. And so Star Wars The Clone Wars released like got its 6th season release on Netflix. So maybe, hopefully, with like after the first season is done airing on the CW, maybe this show will get picked back up for the 3rd season, because I know there's 2 seasons. So I'm looking forward to seeing the like season 2 as well. I know it might be too soon to say, but I do find the show to be good. It's really good. The acting is great. The character development in the first 2 episodes seems pretty good. I mean, it still has a long ways to go. I don't know how many episodes there are in the first season. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying Swamp Thing. It's a really good show. It's I wish there were like way more shows that's kind of like this in terms of focus, like, and movies too, because too many movies and shows focus on like identity politics and stuff like that. Shows like this, Stargirl, The Flash, Arrow for the most part, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, Star Wars The Clone Wars, at least 98% of it, you can barely say they kind of pander to politics, SAW's nonsense with the twin sister things. But all those things that I mentioned, and even the Ninja Turtles, I'm not talking about the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I refuse to watch that show after the 2nd episode. But I'm talking about the other shows, like the 1980s, the 2003, and the 2012 version Turtles. All those shows and some other shows that I haven't mentioned, they focus on story a bit more than, like, way more than pandering to the SAW crowd. And from what I've seen so far, this show is focusing more on story and not really on not so much on SJW crap. And I like that. I really do. I'm saying SJW crap because there's like SAWs in Hollywood, which is the ones I'm referring to, they like to preach about good things like Black Lives Matter and all that good stuff. But they don't practice what they preach. And that's the issue. And they try to force, like, if they're director roles, force down their political beliefs into our throats, which they don't really focus so much on the story, just focus on how can I shove down my political beliefs down the viewers' throats. I don't get that sense from the show, and very much appreciated. Like I said, this show is like one of the better shows I've seen. I'm hoping, and again, I know there are 2 seasons, but I'm pretty new to this series, so I'm hoping the other episodes will be either as good as the first 2 episodes or even better. I see a lot of potential in this show, and I really am a big fan of. I should say big fan, but I am a fan of Swamp Thing series. So, have you guys seen the second episode? What do you guys think of Swamp Thing? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day, be kind to one another, and I love you all.